This is the uranium symbol. We're meeting that.
How are you? Good to meet you. Are you? I'm the road manager. So we're just waiting for Christine to give us the boss. She's right here.
I'm going to go and please hold 1 o'clock.
She's the boss lady.
Hi, Kristopher. Welcome, Elliot. I told everybody one, and I have a little bit of delay. I'm waiting for the Moose Lodge.
Over here, Christine.
There he is. Oh my God! How can I miss you? And that's our cruisers. Dennis, they're good. Okay, I just got to get the other officer lined up, and we're ready.
Perfect. Have you got any more of those little ribbons?
Christine.
Ribbons, Kelly? Do we have it? You can put it on your floor.
You're not the only racer in your family. Your wife is also a bicycle racer. What's it like having two people married to each other racing, and I'm sure you're not always in the same place at the same time?
Yeah, it's definitely been challenging to coordinate our schedules at times, and the one thing that is nice is we can, when we're together, we can train together and spend our free time together as well. It's a really fun thing for both of us.
Is there a bit of competitiveness, though, between the two of you?
I don't think so, not really. I think it's teenagers. My mom, I think most cyclists have seen a little bit of road rash, but it's rare that they're very serious injuries, and considering the amount of kilometers we do and the amount of racing we do as well, it's very new sport, especially when you compare it to a lot of the other, big sports in North America, racing compared to that.
Well, what's the next race for you? Well, all the best. We wish you well, especially in that race and the entire season, and we hope we'll see you in the Tour de France.
Thank you very much.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Michael Merrick in Toronto is a member of the elite U.S. Postal Service professional bike racing team, speaking with Santa Claus. I'm Rob Clifford, and you're listening to Ontario Today here on CBC Radio 1. Spring is in the air, but is it in your home? Are you searching for ways to bring some freshness and light into your interior decor? I'll help you as a fan on the phone in today. Our dueling designers are back for their monthly visit on the show. David Ferguson and Janice Sinkley will be here to answer all your design questions right after the one-call news. Research Council official time signal. The beginning of the long dash following 10 seconds of silence indicates exactly 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. CBC News, I'm Tatar Sirs. The Basque separatist group ETA is rejecting responsibility for the train bombings that killed at least 199 people yesterday. Basque public television says it received a message from the armed group denying the responsibility. Meanwhile, in Madrid, hundreds of thousands of Spaniards streamed into cold and rainy streets. They took part in a silent tribute to the dead. CBC's Laura Lynch is there.
People have gathered here by the thousands, and they are still coming despite the fact that it is pouring rain here in downtown Madrid. Some of them are carrying signs condemning violence. A lot of them are carrying signs condemning ETA, which is the separatist group that the government just may be to blame for yesterday's bombing. The people that I talked to, they seem certain that it was ETA. They just can't any suggestion that it could have been Al-Qaeda or anyone else. But mostly they say they are down here to show support for the families of the victims themselves, to show them that Spain is united, and Spain is supporting each other and supporting them in this time of grief.
CBC correspondent Laura Lynch in Madrid. Spain's European neighbors are stepping up security following yesterday's attacks. The Italian government has ordered heightened measures on public transportation. It's also told Greece, a small, oil-rich country, is currently visiting Zimbabwe to decide on the way forward. For CBC News, this is Alistair Leathhead in Johannesburg. South Korea has voted to impeach President Roh Moo-hyun. His powers will be frozen until a constitutional court decides on his future. Roh has been accused of rigging elections and incompetence. He says he believes the courts will overturn the impeachment charge. South Korea's Prime Minister Moon will take over as head of state in the interim. The owner of the Auberge Grand Hotel in Shawinigan, Quebec has been arrested and is charged with setting fire to that hotel. On demand.
You can see the news helicopter above us? The news helicopter above us.
They're covering it.
Ontario Today phone-in. I'm Rob Clipperton. Well, spring is in the air in some parts of the province, and many homeowners are starting to think about spring cleaning and spring renovations. So it's a perfect time for us to welcome back Ontario Today's dueling designers to answer your design questions this afternoon. Janice Sankman is owner of Uproar Design and Uproar Paint and Paper in Ottawa. And David Ferguson writes Green Space, carrying a variety of newspapers right across North America. Now, if you have a home decorating or design question, do give us a call. Phone lines are open. In the Ottawa area, the number is 241-7251. Everywhere else in the province, it's a toll-free call, 1-888-817-8995. And if you're on the belt, we're heading into spring, so now's a good time to get those projects underway. But one part of the room that many people deal with during a renovation is a fireplace or a wood stove. This may seem like an odd time to talk about doing something like that, and now that winter's almost over. But it's probably good to think about it, because by next winter you might want that wood stove or fireplace in the room. What tips do you have for people who want to spruce up that part of the room with a fireplace or a nice wood stove?
You know, one of the things, if you're adding a fireplace, one of the things that I think is really important is to
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome. special event to welcome Kristopher to Elliot Lake. I have Elliot Lake. I have with me Staff Sergeant Greg St. Aubin, representing the Elliot Lake Detachment of the Ontario Provincial Police. I would like to first of all thank Christine Ouimet for putting this special event on, and she deserves a round of applause. Kristopher is, I'd like to call you up. Kristopher, if you want to come up. Welcome to Elliot Lake. You can put this down. See you. Kristopher is a very special boy. He was born in London, lived in London, Ontario, which is a favorite city of mine besides Elliot Lake because I went to university there. And he's also from Sarnia. So he came all the way to Elliot Lake, and he's going back to Sarnia tonight. Kristopher has a disease with the liver, and the only way is for a transplant. And that's why he has embarked on this special mission to bring awareness and do some fundraising for organ transplants. So he's a courageous young man, and I think anytime any young person such as Kristopher takes on such a task deserves a lot of accolades and our respect. So on behalf of everybody, Kristopher, I would like to welcome you to Elliot Lake and extend to you our best wishes that you will have your wish, which is to have your liver transplant, and that you will live many, many years and have a family and children. And he's a great hockey player. He loves to play hockey, Kristopher. So welcome to Elliot Lake. Yeah, Kristopher, we have some. Okay, Staff Sergeant St.
On behalf of the Ontario Provincial Police, I'd like to welcome you here to Elliot Lake, and it's the Ontario Provincial Police's endeavor to assist Kristopher throughout the province of Ontario with traffic control, and we support him in his efforts. You're truly a leader amongst leaders, Kristopher, with what you're undertaking here. Not being selfish in any way, shape, or form, but helping other people that are also afflicted with what you're afflicted with, to assist them with this endeavor that you're going. So congratulations to you and everybody that's like you.
Gifts for you, Kristopher, and those gifts are from various groups in the community. And first of all, this is a hat from Elliot Lake. If you want to turn around, and we'll put it on. There you go. Now everybody can see it. And this is a nice sweatshirt for you when it's not so cold like today. You could probably wear it, and it has a nice hood. And it has a pin from Elliot Lake and the Elliot Lake symbol. And so this one you can have it with you as a special gift. We can give for you. And this one here is from our local Chamber of Commerce. And it's they have a pin for you. And this is a collection of for the upcoming events, for the homecoming that we had special money that you could use in Elliot Lake. So you could spend it in Elliot Lake if you want, but I think you should save it. It's a nice gift. So we'll leave that gift for you. And, these are from various groups in the community. And this is from the Elliot Lake Nuclear Museum, which if you get a chance while you're in town, you can dial out. I'm sure we'll be more than happy to give you a tour of the museum. And this is a special gift that Staff Sergeant St. Aubin, maybe we can give it to.
Maybe you can open it right now.
Yes.
And you can take it out and show everybody. And that gift is from the Ontario Provincial Police and the local Elliot Lake Police Service.
Kristopher, come on, it's Christmas.
Don't save it.
No. Can you read out loud what it says, Chris?
I'll read it out loud for Kristopher. It's an Inukshuk with the City of Elliot Lake emblem and the Ontario Provincial Police. It's presented to Kristopher Knowles on March 12, 2004 by the citizens of Elliot Lake. Your courage is an inspiration to all.
This one, Kristopher, is made right here in Elliot Lake. So there's the history that on that piece of paper tells you everything about it. So on behalf of the Ontario Provincial Police and the citizens of Elliot Lake, we would like to give you this as a memento so you can remember this very cold day that you came to Elliot Lake. It's supposed to be spring here, right? Congratulations.
First of all, I'd like to ask Samantha Elliot. The special day was supposed to be September 11th, but things got changed, and Samantha worked very hard with her school to do something special for Kristopher. But being March 12th, everybody's gone. It's March break. So she's here today to say a few words to Kristopher for the youth of Elliot Lake. Samantha.
Good afternoon. My name is Samantha Elliot, and I'm 14 years old. Growing up, I never really gave much thought as to whether or not I'd be donating my organs when I died. Thought never crossed my mind that I may someday be saving someone's life just by telling my friends or family that I was interested in donating organs. I'd heard stories, but never thought it would make a difference whether I donated or not. A few weeks ago, however, I was approached by my principal, Mr. Bazikas, during school one day. He told me that a young boy named Kristopher would be walking across Canada to help raise awareness on organ donation and handed me a copy of a Toronto Star article on the boy. It wasn't until later that day that I took the time to read the article. I was amazed. I learned that Kristopher was only a couple months younger than myself. He was diagnosed with a form of liver disease months after his birth, and that he was still waiting for a new liver. What amazed me even more was what he was doing about it. In my eyes, sometimes life hands everyone things that aren't fair. For some of us, it means a curfew that is hours earlier than most of your friends, not knowing about a huge test coming up and having no time to study, or something as simple as the power going out before your favorite TV show comes on. Fortunately for Kristopher, life unfairly handed him something major, life-threatening even. But for anyone who takes a look at Kristopher, he's certainly not one to sit down and sulk about it. I can't explain how much I admire him for getting up and doing what he's doing, no matter how unfair things have been for him. Another thing that really took me by surprise is that Kristopher's not the only one who's waiting for an organ. After reading the article, I made my way around a few classrooms in my school and talked to the classes about Kristopher and his patients. I explained to them the importance in signing their organ donor cards and gave them each card of their own to fill out. I told them the date and time to walk with Kristopher, and I could see that many of them are here today because they, like me, have been inspired by Kristopher's determination. Kristopher was quoted saying, "I'm doing this to save 4,000 Canadians, 4,000 men and women that are on the waiting list for organ transplants, to tell everybody to sign their organ donor cards so that people like me and the 4,000 Canadians can live." Well, Kristopher, thanks to you and your determination, I've made the choice to become an organ donor, and almost 100% of the people I spoke with have made the choice as well. So it inspired me to continue letting people know the importance of donating organs, and on behalf of the youth of Elliot Lake, thank you for doing what you're doing.
Thank you, Samantha. We have other groups also in our community that have been touched by Kristopher. I'd like to ask Mr. Tessie to come up and say a few words. Bring the crew.
Kristopher, you are our inspirational guy. We'd like to present you with this check on behalf of the owner of Moose Lodge. And what you're doing is a little close to me because I have a niece that's looks for liver transplant. I get a little emotional with this kind of stuff. Kristopher, thank you very much. Here's a keychain. You can put a key on. I'll open a lot of avenues for you. Hope you put the special key on there. And a pen. A little book with our 45th anniversary certificate. And a mug to keep your hot chocolate warm. Something warm for you.
Emotional, isn't it? We also have another group here that called me and would like to also say a few words to Kristopher and have a donation to the North Shore Cruisers. Dennis and I think Mr. Cox.
I'm Dennis Miller and Jim Fox. We've been involved with our group for quite a few years. And, every year we
You were there.
try to raise money for sick kids, and we donate money for sick kids throughout the North Shore. And when we heard that Kristopher was coming to town, we decided to make a donation toward this cause. And we'd like to send you a check for $250. I also would like to remind the people of Biliary Lake that on March 27th, we're going to have a fundraiser at Dunlop Lodge. Last year, our present ate the 70-ounce steak. This year, we're going to try to, I'm going to try to eat it. I don't know if I can, but last year, we raised over $1,800 for that event. And we like to thank the people of Biliary Lake for supporting North Shore.
One of our big fundraisers is, of course, the races that we partnership with the city. And Chris, I wish you all the best, and it makes me proud to say that I'm sorry. And you know, I'm very, very proud of the youth for thinking of more than themselves. And I know if Mike Brown was here, because Mike Brown, our member of Parliament, is from Sarnia as well. So I know we wish you all the best. Thank you very much.
I'd like to ask Marcello to come up and say a few words. He accompanies Kristopher on his walk.
Well, I guess I could speak on behalf of all the team members on Kristophers Wish. We are so happy to be here in Elliot Lake and the wonderful reception that we're getting here. We were scheduled to be here yesterday, but you know, we're kind of organizing our activities with the school boards, and they were pleading with us to change the date to Sault Ste. Marie, and I know Christine wasn't happy about that. But you know, you got to follow rules sometimes. And but you know what? I know you already got to acknowledge, Christine. As we're going from community to community, there's just so much details and tasks and items to organize, and we couldn't do this on our own. And as we're approaching each community, we're finding angels that appear, and each community we're naming an angel. And on behalf of Day 65 in our stop in Elliot Lake, we'd like to acknowledge Christine. We met to be our angel. We're so happy to have this great participation and everybody that's helping out, and also want to include the Fireside Inn for helping out with accommodations. I know we have a representative here from the Fireside Inn. We had a great sleep last night. Thank you. I just want to kind of end it off in stating that we're very thankful for the OPP for helping us out through this great province of Ontario, and also the Trillium Gift of Life Network, who is the provincial agency who work directly under the Ministry of Health. They're our partners during our venture in Ontario, and they're the ones responsible for the ribbons and other things. 24 years ago, there was a young man named Terry Fox. He had a dream. He started off from St. John's, Newfoundland, and his dream was to walk across Canada so he could hopefully inspire every Canadian to donate $1 to cancer, so that one day cancer can find a cure. Kristopher Knowles is 13 years old, and he has a similar dream. He's hoping to walk across Canada and one day hopefully inspire every Canadian, so that one day we can help save the nearly 4,000 Canadians that are on the waiting list. And nobody will ever have to desperately wait for an organ, and that's what this campaign is all about. Thank you very much.
I guess it's time to hear from our special guest, Kristopher Knowles.
Hi, my name is Kristopher Knowles. I am 13 years old. I've been waiting for a liver my whole life. The disease that caused me needing a liver is called Biliary Atresia. It is a common disease among infants. Most infants die shortly after birth. So far, I've been fortunate enough to still be alive. I've been in and out of the hospital most of my life. I've had over 20 operations that saved my life. I'm doing this walk to bring awareness to the shortage of organ and tissue needed. I'm walking across Canada to save the 4,000 men, women, and children that are in need of an organ. I'm trying to inspire everybody to be an organ donor. Tell your friends and family that you want to be a donor. Please don't take your organs to heaven. Heaven knows we need them here. Alone I can't do this, but together we can. Please make my wish come true. Thank you. And I'd like to thank the city of Elliot Lake and all you people coming out today to support Kristophers Wish and organ and tissue donation. And I'd like to thank my road crew in the back behind the cameras, my dad, Kelly Knowles. To my right, George Marcello, road manager. And beside him, assistant road manager, Biliary.
And you have some posters here. Christine.
Yes, I was just going to say, anybody wants to come and get a poster of Kristophers Wish and wish to post it throughout our community to remind everybody to be an organ donor, you're welcome to come and get them, or if some of our youth would like to get some of the posters to remind us of Kristophers Wish every day. And I don't know about you guys, but I am a donor, and I hope that everybody here walks away today a donor. Thank you. Thank you. And I think the media wants to speak with Chris.
Are you his father? Yes, I am. Oh, please do.
Amazing human being. He also expressed a wish to me, and this was the most incredible part. He asked me if one day he could carry that torch across Canada. During my campaign across Michigan, I made another stop in Sarnia, and once again I met Chris, and again he had this big smile on his face. There was every indication to think that he had received the liver transplant. Sadly, he still didn't. And again, he mentioned about walking across Canada with a big smile on his face. After checking out this dream of his with his dad and with his doctor and with his school and everybody else in the community, they were all behind him. So we said, you know,
Come on, you're not that shy. Move forward, Chris. Move up.
Okay, so the school question. What do you do about school?
Well, sometimes I think correspondence, but I have to write a journal every day and do about like 3 hours of email.
What do you do when you're not blogging?
Email.
Something,
Email.
I do a lot. Emails are one of my favorite things. And SMS and eating and sleeping. My website? Okay, the website is www.Kristophers Wish.ca. It should be on the poster. There is one here. But it's KRISTOPHERSWISH. I have, and that some people got some, and some people wait. But it's nice to hear from people that have got it, because they're like my age. They just need to keep on going. Well, I wanted to do it, but George Marcello started me to do it because he walked across Canada and he came to Senate and he was talking about the importance of organ and tissue donation, and he said that he had a liver. So at that time I asked him if I could do it because he inspired me to do it. I used to have 3 dogs, 2 Great Danes and a Jack Russell, but my 2 Great Danes passed away because they were too old, and I still have a Jack Russell.
These kids all want to go for lunch break. We got one more day. One more day. Hoping to skip though.
Two things. My first thing is be a good soccer player, and my second one is be a student.
George, behind you. George, in front of you, George. George. George, right in front of you.